This is a video for the Dislyte boys. If you're not them, get out.
Hello and welcome back to Dislyte News, the Dislyte News for your Dislyte News. New patch is coming up, and I'm gonna be talking about it yet again, even though I am really late this time. So since the last Esper is Meta Ira and you can get Meta Ira through the grinding thing, so I'm not gonna talk about her anymore. So we're gonna only focus on the new Esper. And for the new Esper, we have Sieg. Sieg is an Umbra Esper. Yep, that's right, they changed the dark to be Umbra, which, cool, I guess. So new element, and it is basically around the same tier as the Shimmer tier. So you can already tell that Sieg is like gonna be pretty good. Anyways, Sieg, yeah. He's actually pretty good. He can be used in both PvE and PvP, and he's kind of one of the first Esper to be able to give a Gold Rim debuff, which makes him actually pretty good. Because Gold Rim debuffs basically pass through immunity and all that, which is really cool. In terms of resos, R1 and R2 are pretty good. So if you're able to get those, it could be really good. Another thing about the Ember Espers is that they use this new thing called the Ether Disc, and for the next patch only, I think, we're able to get these Ether Discs using Nexus Crystals, so probably should have told you guys to save up a lot earlier, but who cares? Anyways, each Ether Disc is about 600 Nexus Crystals, so it's about 3 times as much as a gold record. Anyways, now let's move on to the weekly Espers. For week 1, we have Suizai and Nora. Suizai, before this, I would say that he's actually really meta in PvP, but after looking at Sieg's kit with his Gold Rim debuff that can pass through immunity, and also like the hide and Suizai no buffs thing, he might possibly be countered now. So I don't want to say it, but Sieg might be a counter for Suizai, so he might fall off on the meta, allegedly. Regardless of that, he's still pretty good in PvP, but the only problem is you kinda need resos for him to really be competitive in PvP, because PvP. So now I would say that Suizai is reduced down to a slight worth. He would have been like quite worth it, but now, yeah, not so much. For Nora, she has really niche uses. She's not really used in a whole lot. She can be used in PvP alongside Ana, and I do use her in Fafnir as well. For Nora, she actually gets better and better with each resos, so there's not really like a certain stopping point or a goal in terms of resos, so yeah. But overall, I would say that Nora is not very worth. For week 2, we have Embla and Fushi. Embla, surprisingly, still meta. She's really good in like most of the PvE content. In terms of resos, R2 and R6 are a good stopping point for Embla. So for Embla, I would say that she's at least a must pull in terms of R0. Like, you just have to have an Embla on your account. For Fushi, she's Embla's boyfriend. Yep, I feel like every time I bring up Fushi, that's the first thing I mention, because goddamn, that is his only use. So Fushi, you rarely ever see him used in any other comps other than a comp with Embla. Especially in Falsetto Fantasy, he's actually used in quite a few leaderboards, but only with Embla. But for Fushi, the only thing is he also does need R6 for him to function in those metas. So overall, I would say that Fushi is not very worth. Even though he's actually in metas, you can also get his ripples through like the boxes that you get from Temporal Tower. So you can just like grind those instead of like having to pull here if you're willing to wait it out. So for week 3, we have Javid and Jinchu. Javid, the only reason he's here is because of the Transcendence thing in the championship, which is also cancelled. So that whole Transcendence thing that I mentioned just now, forget about it. So Javid, he's not really used anywhere at all. So if you do want to pull for him, I would say that R0 is honestly enough. Overall though, I would say that Jarvis is a skip. He's really only here because of the Transcendence thing, but the Transcendence thing is also removed, so basically he's just here for nothing. For Jinchu, however, he's still pretty good. He's still a pretty solid Esper for PvP, and you can say that he does have his uses in Andres if you do not have an R6 Elif. In terms of resos, if you want to compete in PvP, you do need R6 for Jinchu. Yep, it's always the R6 and PvP. So for Jinchu, I would say that he is not worth. And so that's all the espers coming out next patch. But there's one more news that I want to mention. In the next patch, on the bounties tab thing, we can also swap Sieg onto there to replace Disc Boom. Which begs the question, where's Markiplier? Where's Markiplier? But other than that, share more stickers. Bye.